Coming at you with more Maryland history here at Monkton Station. And now serves the Northern Central Railway Trail. The line first began back in 1828. The tracks were pulled up in 1979 and made a bike trail in 1985, I believe. Now for a look inside history. My first time inside here. I've been going by here for the past 40 years. Got some nice displays here. Got a milepost there. That 115 refers to the distance from here to Sunbury, Pennsylvania. A place you saw in one of my Day Odyssey videos. Assuming you watched it. And as per usual, she does her thing. Just as in Cass, West Virginia. The B&O Railroad used CPLs. Here they had YPLs, yellow position lights. This station was built in the late 1800s and survived many a flood and hurricane. Now it's a gift shop for the bike trail. They feature a cool coloring book that explains the history of the railroad. Good for adults too.
History?
I'll have to read that myself.
And the trail took place November 11th, 1989. All kinds of history here.
I remember it well.
Stone Row.
Got some classic photos there too.
That's interesting. That looks like something one of those animals.
From back in the 1950s.
One of these animals.
Train stopped right outside.
Or gigantic plum or something.
A beaver with a tree that it gnawed on. There are places outside you can see that in actuality. This place is full of beavers. And the one-time ticket booth. Back when trains first stopped here up until the late 60s. Oh, nice phone on the wall there. And by the way, the walls and ceiling are not original. They date back to an 1890s burning down of the original station and were replaced then. They're not original, but they're still kind of old though. Original ceiling, well, almost. You can tell it's still textured, the walls and the ceiling. That's how they built train stations back then, but not anymore. And of course the usual railroad artifacts on display.
It's okay.
And if you buy your tickets here at this office, you get a break. You get a half-cent per mile break. Can't beat that deal. I'm going for that. And a drawing of the former Cockeysville, Maryland station, back when it still existed. It got raised in 1974. A real shame. And over here are some photos from Hurricane Agnes in '72, which have never occurred. This line might still be running. Can you believe that? Back then it was still double track. That's a shop in the 50s. It became single track in the early 60s. But for that reason, this line no longer exists. They should have tried to fix it, but it wasn't worth it, I guess. The Pennsylvania portion still exists, and it does off from Baltimore to Hunt Valley, Cockeysville. But from Cockeysville to New Freedom, Pennsylvania, the track has been pulled. I guess you'd like to see how the block signal works, and Dolly will demonstrate that. Throw the switches. There's your stop signal right there. There's your caution signal. Oh yeah. Yes indeed, there's your proceed signal. She's not qualified to work for the railroad. There's your white PL in action. There we go, stop. But now this is a nice gift shop, an interpretive center. Worth visiting. Yes, indeed. Put this place on your bucket list for sure. Great restoration job here. Before the restoration, it was a mess inside here. Sure glad they fixed things up. Now we'll step outside for an outside look here. This is now referred to as the Torrey C Brown Trail, but we still call it Northern Central Trail. That name is not sticking, I was informed. Still a great place for a bike ride. Looking north. Anybody up for an owl prowl? At one time there were between 2 and 4 tracks here. Now just a bike trail. That noise you hear is roofing going on. And some FYI there about the railroad and the trail. If you want to read it, you got to use your pause control. And now it's become a nice bike trail though, worth riding. It's been a few years since I rode it myself. I gotta do that again. I walk with a cane, but I can still ride a mean bike. Or a happy bike, whatever. And looking south from the trail, as I said, that noise is the roofing job going on. Looking back towards Baltimore that direction, across Monkton Road. I recall when there were tracks still on the road. and east on Monkton towards the town of Monkton. Monkton, Maryland. And there you see the former Monkton Hotel, now a restaurant for hikers and bikers. That's where the roofing job is going on. That's what it is now. At one time there was a siding off the railroad that used to pull right in front of the entrance. Way back when. Still, stop making all that noise. Everybody still refers to it by that name, not by its current alleged name, the Torrey C. Trail. That name is not sticking for some reason. Yeah, a poor doctor passed away this past February. Still, his name is not sticking. There it is, Monkton Station. On a one-time incredibly busy railroad. There were one time 4 tracks at the most in this spot, but now nothing. Now behind the station, which was painted red at one time. And over here, a section of track that they preserved. For whatever reason, can't do much with it. And I've been coming out here photographing this place since 1973. Yes, indeed. Been photographing this place for a long time. And there's the former ticket window. But didn't bother buying a ticket. I got the funny feeling it'll be a long wait for a train. Hope you enjoyed your tour of the station and the surrounding area. And maybe one day, once again, I'll see you on the trail. Hopefully, without all that noise in the background.